If you're like me, payroll, benefits, and compliance will give you a headache unless you've got Deal. Deal PEO makes hiring in the U.S. simple. And right now, just for being a You Should Know podcast listener, you can get up to 3 months free at deal.com/workdefined. That's DEEL.com/WRK defined.
I'm reading about middle managers are being removed from organizational charts.
If your hiring model learns from biased data, it's just automating discrimination. Yeah, it's at scale, right?
Software's delivered through the internet, the cloud, legit, done. What's the next thing?
Right.
AI.
Investors are done with pitch decks. Like, skip it, throw it away, be done, and maybe not skip it. But they're really done with that. They really want buyer validation and scalable AI baked into the platform. Once the candidates start expecting instant interviews, they're going to want instant assessments. They're going to want instant responses, instant this, and they want it now. What is going on, everybody? Ryan Leary and William Tincup here with another episode of The Barf, and we are back. We've had feels like a 4-year delay, but it's only been a couple of weeks.
Travel is real, and I think we tried it. We thought we would do one at HR Tech.
Yeah, we thought
that was one of the ideas. It was like, we're going to do an HR Tech wrap up.
We overcomplicated shit, but
yeah, well, there was like 41 videos, so yeah,
it's true.
We're kind of tired of HR Tech at the time, so
yeah. So we had an awful night last night, or this week, in Philly. The Eagles lost on Thursday.
Yeah.
The Phillies lost on Thursday. I don't know what the Flyers did, but I don't really follow the Flyers. The Phillies are done. I don't know if you saw the game, but oh my God. Talk about panic on the mound, making the wrong play, not knowing the situation. The Eagles losing to the fucking Giants. What the hell?
That's insane. That's that right there. I mean, I don't like that the Phillies are out because I think they're a good team. Yeah. But the Eagles, like, I counted that as a win.
Yeah.
Like I counted both the Giants games as win for y'all and for us. Like I'm like, okay, Giants, W.
I counted the Giants as a win for the entire fucking league. Like, yes.
I look at the Redskins and the Giants on the same way. I'm like, I want both to have W's.
Yeah. It was. Hats off to them. They beat the Eagles. The Eagles just absolutely stunk it up last night. But for them to walk around and like they're tearing shirts off and flexing like they're in high school,
I know,
because they won a game. Like, whatever, it is what it is.
Act like you've been here before. I mean,
they haven't. They can't. I haven't.
I know, but you know what I'm saying? Like, years ago, they did win 2 Super Bowls. Yeah. So you'd think like, okay, you've had this. You've done the parade. You've done the bid. Like, stop. Act like you've been there. I don't like that.
These guys probably weren't even born at that time, but whatever.
Point.
Anyhow. So yeah, HR Tech is done and passed, and phenomenal time. We were in the HR executive studio. We ran 30 some shows out of there. We had 10 shows from the network show up, which was amazing.
That was cool.
That was cool to see everyone. A lot of great content, interviews coming out. And then next week, we leave this weekend. Sunday, and we head out to Vegas again for Oracle AI.
It replaces Cloud World.
Yeah.
So those of you that have followed Oracle for years and years and years, Cloud World, once they embrace cloud, so there's that, they renamed their show Oracle Cloud World. And I just noticed that Workday did the same thing. So Workday's talking more about AI. They haven't seen this in SAP, but I'm sure that's all going to be kind of the bit. But they didn't have Workday Rising. They had AI content there, of course, but they didn't change the name of the conference.
Right.
So that'll be interesting to see next year if they rebrand the conference. But yeah, Oracle went through the painful process of rebranding the entire conference Oracle AI World.
Yeah, and I gotta respect that. That's not an easy task, and they're being a little bit nimble for a big company, and they're doing it
Yeah.
well.
Well, the thing is it's assumptive at this point. Software's delivered through the internet, the cloud, legit, done. What's the next thing?
Right.
AI. Yeah. Again, like you said, a large publicly traded company that's been around for a long time. Those things they're probably workshopped. You know.
Yeah, yeah. So, all right. Speaking of moving on, let's kick this
Yeah.
thing off, man. Do it.
I got one from you. This is a topic actually I found interesting in the sense of I've looked at AI taking over entry level jobs,
Hmm.
right? And basically pushing that humanity or moment of humanization to something else, more like middle managers. And now I'm reading about middle managers are being removed from organizational charts.
Oh,
So now it creates more questions than it does answers for me. It's like, well, wait a minute. If I'm right about entry level and there is a trend for middleman, who's doing, are both layers being eliminated? Or, I mean, yeah, obviously it'll probably be situational by industry and, and other stuff. But just, I hadn't even thought about middle managers being replaced. I'd thought about maybe their jobs are changing and things like that. And the entry levels are the ones that are really impacted and not so much.
it's middle management's interesting. It's different in every company,
Right.
but I, I have a take on this, and it's probably very, very wrong in the world of business. But
Or wrong. Oh,
I feel like they get in the way a
mhm.
lot, right? They do. They get in the way a lot. And it's not because they want to get in the way. He says a lot of them were battlefield promotions. They weren't actually promoted because they're good people managers. Generally, the better people managers are a little slightly above, or they've been there and they've done that. And just my personal experience, middle managers are more, I've done really good at my job. Now I'm going to manage people, and it's not a good experience overall.
Right. Right. I think that's true, especially in sales, where you have people there, but I think it happens all over the organization. In marketing, we've seen it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
People are just great at demand gen, and all of a sudden somebody left, and now they're over a different part. They might not have those skills at all.
Yeah.
Uh, or training. I think that some of it does come down to training, but it's weird. I just didn't at this particular moment, is the slap in the face is I didn't think middle managers, I thought they were untouchable from AI. I mean, the job changing, yes, but like eliminated?
Well, I think this, I mean, we talked about this with a number of people in different episodes where are the individual contributors now going to manage agents, right? Are they going to
Right,
manage a team of agents?
right.
This is potentially, probably not,
That,
but potentially a step that way where do we need the middle management if we're going to elevate all the individual contributors
yeah,
who are now going to manage their own groups with their own tech?
right.
Oh, it gets into interesting play. I like it.
Yeah.
All right. So we've done this in a while. So I pulled one out that I had flagged a while back. I want to talk about it. The ACLU hit higher review. Higher review. They've been down this path a few times before. But I say that
Not the first lawsuit.
not also, but that's good. They're innovating. You're pushing the limits.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So some people are going to see that differently. So the ACLU, they hit higher review and Intuit for biased AI hiring against deaf and non-white applicants.
Huh?
Yeah. So this is interesting. It's a slightly older story. Um, we've said it 100,000 times, right? If your hiring model learns from biased data, it's just automating discrimination,
Yeah,
but it's
speeding that up.
scale. Yeah, it's at scale, right? And now the lawsuits are going to start to catch up. And we knew this was going to happen, and that's okay. I mean, we have to learn and we have to do new things. But anyway, back in 2024, in June of 24, we covered the ACLU's complaint against Aon for AI-based job screening tools, being biased against people with autism, disabilities, and non-white candidates. So It's an interesting play. It's an interesting story. You just go read it. There's a lot of these out there, more than we actually know about. These are just
Yeah.
two big ones that have.
I think that, again, you said it really, the best way to be said is just like, listen, if you're training data, if your data that you're training your model on is biased, and it is, period, this all you are is doing, speeding it up, making it faster, and also making it bigger in terms of scale. So you got to work really hard to train that. So once the model is set, then you put it out in the market, look at the data, who's being the adverse impact is the way that Sherm talks about it. It's going to be a rigor that you have to apply to it forever. Like that doesn't stop. It's not like set it and whoop, we're done.
Yeah, there's a part of this story where because it tracks, facial movements and how how you're responding and stuff like this. But if you're using sign language, using ASL, you're not actually saying, and your facial expressions are different. Your movements are erratic and different to the screen, to the reader, right? You're erratic. And so it's flagging these people that are using it.
Doesn't make eye contact.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's just, it'll get there, I'm sure, at some point. Right now, it's not. And it's just an unfortunate story. So.
Yeah. What happens when employees behave badly? Boy, we could do an entire TV show, maybe a Netflix special on that. Well, Ryan and I sat down and recorded episodes for FAMA, and we asked practitioners, give us your most outrageous story. The sales leader that brings cocaine to work, whatever. Just bring us the outrageous, and it is funny. So if you need a laugh, which we all do from time to time, search for workplace misconduct wherever you get your podcast, and you'll find it. And trust me, you will laugh and cry, but you'll definitely laugh. All right. Thank you. All right. So I'm gonna read something to you, then I'm gonna ask you a question. Abysmal August jobs report, right? Bringing recession fears back onto employers' radar. Okay. So that's the bit. Do you ever, or have you ever, cared about a jobs report?
Outside of what we do know.
Okay. So it's basically a report that comes out that you don't care about every month.
I don't know. I don't follow the actual report. I will follow when they review the report and come out with the revised numbers.
Got it.
I do.
So you'll pay attention to the revised numbers.
Perfect. Yeah.
Okay. Does any of your friends, do you know anybody that cares about it?
Outside of like people in our circle, no. And if I did, I probably wouldn't. Like, how would be on?
You know what I'm saying? Like it's one of those things. It really gave me pause to think about. Okay, do I care? No, no, because I can't control it. Second, and what is it going to do? Is it's it's bringing back recessional fears. Okay, like again, I can't control that either. So I've never cared about the reports or the revised numbers. And this is when I was an employer, where it would be something that maybe I would care about from a recruiting perspective, or layoffs or any of that type of stuff. I've never cared. And I wonder how much the people that make these reports make them more important, more self-important than they are. Because I'd love to get in a room with 100, entrepreneurs, let's just say under 100 employees, et cetera, and ask them if they've ever read a jobs report. Even ADPs or the Bureau of Labor.
Yeah.
Do they care? Or are they just trying to manage their business and make the best decisions for their business?
I think at that level, they may start to at 100, 200, 250 employees. I think
larger.
Yeah, below that, I think they're just their heads down. They're still driving business. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go.
All right. Well, there we go. All right.
No one cares.
No one cares. I care. I care about the reports you guys are writing. So please continue. At least the revised version, because
don't send them to William. Just send them to Ryan.
So global HR tech investment is up 60% year over year. I'm going to talk about this later when we go through funding. Yeah, but that's not a small bump.
No.
That's actually a pretty big jump. And it's just a vote of confidence in HR tech for 2026. And I got to tell you, man, I am excited. So there's not much news here because I'll talk about it later. But I- I'm curious to get your thought on what you think that means going into the next year, maybe 2 years. For me, I'm excited because I feel like HR tech's been stagnant for a while.
What it has.
Um, and this I think this feels different. I feel like there's a rejuvenated energy, there's a punch that's out there. I mean, HR tech was vibing with obviously AI and agentic and all that, but the actual tech that's coming off of everything that's happening, there's a lot of cool stuff out there, and I think that's what we have to look forward to.
90 startups competed in a startup competition and had kiosk,
Yeah.
which is the most that they've ever 27 years ever had. So like that says something, that alone at HR Tech.
Yeah.
I think the thing is that companies, the startups now are, instead of mobile first or cloud first or whatever the bit is, they're AI first.
Yeah.
So you see a lot more AI, but it's legit AI because
Yeah.
this isn't 6 years ago, 7 years ago AI. This is legit AI, and they're built AI first.
Right. Right.
And so there's all kinds of real cool innovation everywhere because they're being built straight from AI.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I like the investment. I think it's also, if the market, when the market comes back, you'll see a ton of consolidation.
Oh, God.
So you'll see a bunch of consolidation to make room for these new players so that they can grow.
Yeah, and this is like I was talking to the team over at Morovia yesterday, which we met at HR Tech, and two things. If they're watching, I know they are because why wouldn't they? Their name Morovia, right? Do you remember how they got their name?
I do. It's the first two letters of each of the three partners.
Right. So I've got all three partners on the call. And on my screen they're in line. It's
Ah,
on it. It's in the throw, Vicky and Ro. It's a gin. It's a in the order, and all I could see was the name. And I told her, I was like, guys, I can't stop seeing this. Like you guys are in line to the day. But anyway, I don't know why that happened, but why I brought that up for whatever reason. But because we were talking about the consolidation that happens, right? So this is very similar for me anyway. The Pepsi or the Coke story where they're no longer creating beverages, right? They're letting all the other little companies create their beverage, blow up, and then they eat them up. And they never did that before. That's what we're seeing now. And at some point, they're all gonna, like you said, consolidate and come back down.
oh yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. I want to get your take on this one. So this is a workday thing. We know they've been pushing really hard into AI agents. They just unveiled recently a developer platform and launched a bunch of new agentic stuff. Um, the conversations that we've been having with companies like ADP and these others, agents are becoming the new layer, the top layer of HR systems, right? They're no longer just nice to have. They want it to be the top layer, the new interface that HR and recruiting, et cetera, works through. And that's the goal. What is your thought on that though? I want to get your like, are we there? How close are we?
Yeah, we've been there for a while, and you've been there way before I
Whoa.
was
Yeah.
because you just want to talk into your phone.
Mhm.
So you want to be on your walk, and you want to be, hey, listen, whatever the bid is. Well, how are we doing with performance reviews? Are we what percentage are behind? What department's the most behind?
That's how
Oh,
our
well,
20-year-olds communicate.
100%, 100%, and it's better than going into a system, going to click. You can get to the data in Workday. So if you're talking about compensation or performance or recruiting or whatever, you can get to the data. So, but you got to go to the place and then go to the thing and then run a report and all that other stuff. The interface, as you said it, this is how you do it, but it's also how millennials,
I just want to talk it in.
Gen Z and Alpha, they just want to either text. So if they want to text, because they're maybe either at an airport and they don't want to talk or can't talk. They want to text it in and use that interface to get their answers, because you're solving for with AI, and in most cases, you're solving problems.
Right.
So you have a problem or you have a question, so you need an answer, you need a solution. So that's whether or not you're texting or whether or not you're talking, you want to be able to interface with the answer or the solution to your question.
The outcome. I don't really care anymore to go and click here and there and drag.
No, I think if, and I'm all the way to the point with apps. Like, it's not just software that's for the web, which is most of the software in our space. It's even if you've got an app, I don't care about your app. I want to be able to talk or text into this little box, get the answer, and if I ask it for more, like, okay, give me a why is that happening?
Well, that was one of the I forget who we were talking to, but you said you're building an app. Forget the app. Like, your app's gone.
Well,
like,
I know we're talking. Yeah, I knew we were talking about. I'm not gonna say it.
We no longer need the app. Yeah, this is
That was a great William Kiss telling them that their baby is
yeah
ugly. Yeah, oh, good.
No, you always say nobody cares how the Tesla works. They just care that it works. So put it behind the scenes. Let me just talk. Let me get it. I can care less about.
I like this change for Workday. This is just change. This is a good change for Workday to then train people. And again, they got, I don't know, at this point, it's got to be over more than 5,000 HCM clients.
Yeah, they got half the world.
So just being able to do that, I think it's going to be good for them, but also good for everyone else.
Yeah, well, I think it makes HR better, honestly.
Yep.
I think it makes HR better. I think it makes work better, more fun to do.
Yeah.
You're more fulfilled in a lot of this stuff. So
right.
I think it's
cool because you can also, it's like this is the difference between Google search, Chrome search, and ChatGPT search, is now you can ask those follow-on questions. So
right.
Not only does it get you to a destination, you can do that in Chrome if you want to get to a destination, but you can't ask it why.
Right.
Or you can't ask it, how'd you get there? Like, tell me what's wrong with this. And so when you're using ChatGPT for search, you can keep going. Like, you said this Italian restaurant. Why'd you say that? Why that one over this other one?
I gotta say, so I have used Google's AI mode a lot recently.
Yeah.
I haven't yet trusted it.
Yes.
Like, I don't love it. It doesn't feel right. It feels fluffy. It doesn't feel like the real deal.
It just doesn't have the data searches that ChatGPT does.
Yeah, but you're right. If I can't just I enjoy searching. I research and search more things today using ChatGPT and others that communicate back with me. It enables me to search it. It excites me for whatever reason.
So that's when you said that that's going to help HR. That's the part that I think we're all excited about.
Yeah,
is now you can ask those probative questions. So why is with performance reviews, why is sales behind?
Right.
Why are the sales leaders not doing it? Why give me some reasons or give me some solutions on how I can get them to get there. Like, you can have a full-on conversation, not just about the answer that you were trying to solve for,
right,
but also everything else.
Yeah.
I think it will excite them because they're not just going to have to log into a place, go find a thing, run a report. That report's already out of date the moment you're in it.
Yeah. Well, hey, look, even if let's assume it doesn't excite someone to stay another 20 years, I think you get another couple years out of them because they're going to be more excited about their jobs. So.
This is Jason Momoa, and I'll be your finance professor today. Welcome to Banking Smarter 101 with Chime. Bam! First lesson, sign up for Chime and set up direct deposit. You'll be joining millions of members banking fee-free. Second lesson, get cash back on eligible purchases while building credit and a higher APY on your savings. That's how you bank smarter this season. Fa-la-la-la-la, class dismissed. Join Chime today.
Chime is a financial technology company, not a bank. Banking services and a secure Chime Visa credit card provided by the Bancorp Bank N.A. or Stride Bank N.A. Members FDIC. Optional services and products may have fees or charges. Details at chime.com/feesinfo. With a qualifying direct deposit, earn 1.5% cash back on eligible secure Chime Visa credit card purchases. On-time payment history may have a positive impact on your credit score. Results may vary. APY means annual percentage yield. Learn about credit building and more more at chime.com.
This episode is brought to you by Nespresso. Gift magical mornings with Nespresso Virtuo Pop. Compact and stylish, Virtuo Pop is made to meet every morning coffee craving. From espresso to coffee, hot or iced, at the click of a button. And celebrate the season with Nespresso's limited edition coffee flavors. Sweet almond and hibiscus, cinnamon and candied tamarind, and festive double espresso. Magic in the making. Shop the holiday gift collection exclusively at Nespresso.com.
All right, Ryan. Healthcare costs are projected to rise 8.4% next year.
No, that's not as bad as it was last year. It was like 12%.
It's hovered. I know. That's when I looked at it, I'm like, are you sure? You really sure? But to balance that out, I don't know if you've gotten emails on the ACA related to healthcare.gov, but they're putting in new requirements.
Oh.
So they're going to it's going to be harder to get the same plans. And those plans are going to cost more, obviously, 8.4 on average, 8.4%. So it's interesting that it's not as down as much as the double digit, up, but it's also we're going to have less people on ACA because of the requirements.
And that's a shame.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
That's politics. There you go. Have a nice day.
Can you
8.4%.
Can you pay for my health care this year?
I'm sorry, you were breaking up on me. What did you say?
I can't hear you. All right. So I found this one really interesting. Immigration limits are driving M&A in tech. So I found this one on Barron's. And I think there's a version of this on a journal somewhere, but companies can't get talent easily anymore via H-1B because of immigration limitations. So
it's not just the limitations; it's $100,000.
Well, it's the money. Yeah, sure. And so, so the workaround here is they're actually buying the companies that already have access, to these employees, right? So the M&A that's coming off. This is kind of the new lever, right?
Acquihire.
Yeah. So it's I said in my mind I was thinking arbitrage, kind of like the quiet quitting, the quiet this, the quiet that. This is like the quiet form of talent arbitrage. Essentially M&A has become the workaround for immigration limits, and especially in high tech, that was where the area that they focus, obviously, and healthcare the most.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, again, you're gonna have to. At the end of the day, it's just like we talked at the very beginning about sports. You got to have the talent.
Yeah.
So you're going to find a way to get the talent one way or another.
You got to know to throw to first base and not home on a force out to win the game. That's exactly what you need to do. Next question, please.
All right. So this is interesting. The latest, the Middle East conflict emphasizes why HR must be attuned to religious discrimination. So, this thing got me thinking about both sides, Palestinian and Israeli. It's like, okay, if you're one way, if your company has a kind of a hard stance, or you as a hiring manager, let's get into some of the bias stuff. If you're a hiring manager and let's just say you're Jewish, are you hiring a Palestinian? And don't answer because who knows?
Yeah.
Or if you're a Palestinian, or otherwise, are you hiring a Jewish person? And so that religious distinction, historical distinction, religious distinction, etc. This is going to be interesting for AI, is to know what's at play, like who's who, what's what, and is it bias, is it preference, what is it, and to act like it's not going on is foolish. It absolutely is going on. Now it's just a question: is it rampant, or is it a one-off?
It's probably rampant. I'm just guessing. I have no good to wrap this up. I'm just saying.
As a Catholic, I definitely have preference. Yes.
I'm just saying.
I'm just gonna put it out there. Yes.
So Meta, the Meta. I was thinking about maybe getting the Meta glasses.
Do that.
I don't know. Ever since I put them on wherever we were, the podcast show,
Yeah.
I put them on. I'm like, I kind of like them. I kind of like the idea of it. Anyway, all right. So Meta's going to begin using, this is on December 16, 2025. So they're going to begin using users' AI chatbot conversations to personalize ads and content. And that's starting on December 16th. So for me, I don't mind this. I don't mind this on the surface, right? Like if I'm interested in it, I want to see it. Now I don't want it to only be that, because I do like to see new things. Like, oh, that's interesting, and I go down kind of a black hole, and I find it. I do prefer personalized ads. I'm not gonna lie. I like to spend money, and that's it. But this got me thinking. Legal and HR teams still look at privacy as a checkbox.
Right.
Not all, but in general, right? As they're going down the list, check, 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 check. They're checking the box. But if conversational AI becomes the default interface for work,
Right.
every internal prompt, this is what got me thinking. Every internal prompt, maybe I'm like, help me write a layoff letter, or help me write a post, or write something about burnout, or my team's burning out, or whatever it is. All of this internal information that's only meant really for that company in the Workday. What happens if there's a data leak? To me, that's different than a data leak of like, whatever information from the company. This is actual stream of thought of your employees, of your management, of your leadership, typing away in chatbots, trying to get through their workday and their frustrations and their anxieties, all of this stuff. And that gets leaked out to whomever. I don't know. This was got me thinking about.
You and I have the same theory about, okay, your data's out there anyhow.
Yeah.
So there's that. And I'd rather it be personalized than someone give me serving up ads about tampons. So like, okay, I get that.
Well, let's stop in a bloody nose.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And that's part of my history. However, the thing is it's the sales of the data. I think we all kind of are a little weirded out by is what happens if they're using it just to make ads more efficient for the user and it stops there. Yeah. I think everybody signs off. I think it's that data then gets sold to 400 different firms for 400 different reasons that weirds everyone out.
Yeah. And you're not talking about being sold in the form of an advertisement. We're talking about selling the data for geographical data, et cetera, et cetera.
All the stuff. Yeah. All of that. Usually they have your contact information and now they have your preferential data. Right. And so they can do a lot with that, all these other folks. So that's the part that I think everyone kind of wigs out a little bit, privacy wise. But yeah.
Yeah, that's just got me thinking. All right, so we got some acquisitions to talk about. We got a couple. So Workday is going to acquire Sana for $1.1 billion. So Workday is big. If you don't know who Workday is, they're a very big company, right? And like all big companies, Workday and all big companies suffer from feature lag. They just get slow, right? When I worked at IBM, same deal. I mean, we literally say, "Hey, I need pencils for my area." It took a week because it had to get approved. Right? It's a big beast equals slow to market sometimes. But I like this space. So Sana is already building the AI agents and knowledge systems. Like this is what they do. And we were just talking about this in a story or two ago. Workday's already said repeatedly they want to be they want their platform not just to be the system of record, but the surface layer for all of HR. This is going to get them closer to that. This is automation and agentic at scale for these guys. And like you said, 5,000 plus HCM clients. It'll get rolled out quickly and have a big impact.
I love it. Both of them.
Yep.
What's interesting?
Yeah. So next one is Gusto. Remember Gusto? Right, we used Gusto in the past. So they acquire Guideline for $600 million, but, and this is why I love it, they plan to divest the customers tied to rival platforms.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So this is bold, and I love this, right? So Gusto is, for those who don't know, is payroll. They do payrolls and some other stuff. But if you haven't used it, Gusto is sexy. It's nice. It's easy to use. It's got a lot of features. The features are well thought out. Much like Mailchimp. If you ever use Mailchimp, like they came out, they had the monkey from Mailchimp, and it was super fun. And until Intuit picked it up, and then it became like some weird black and white Mailchimp version of itself, and basic as basic could be. But anyway, what I like about this is that I like when a company is not afraid to say, "Hey, we're gonna acquire this company," and then these 500 customers that are what competitors or goodbye. Like just get rid of them, right, and get in and move on. They have a goal; they want to be the all-in-one, and this is a big move to get there. And I think this puts them on the same scale or same level playing field as some of these other, SMB, big SMB players that we know. And I never thought of, up until about a year and a half ago, thought of Gusto in this way. It was just this little app, little payroll app. And they've come a long way. So good for them.
All right, let's do a little research. You ready?
Let's do it.
This is a report about AI adoption, which anything that's AI adoption is something that I care about because it's great to have the AI, but if people aren't using it, then it's a big giant so what. So this one kind of emphasized peer-to-peer learning can and should be used to introduce artificial intelligence to the workplace. So you're using one of the new Workday AI agents from Sana. Okay, they're going to have a strategy to get you to use it, but also getting peers to use it together and learn from one another. And you do this a lot with me where you'll prompt something, use something and say, here's the prompt. And then I'll change the prompt to something that I like. And it's like we're bouncing things off each other. That happens also in our Slack group as well. It's, again, peer-to-peer instead of doing the kind of formal old-fashioned training in the way that they've done it, using peers to actually get the lift for AI. So,
yeah,
think about it.
I'm thinking.
All right. Now, do employers have to provide benefits to part-time employees?
No, but they should.
Yeah. That's what this is. This is basically what this is about is they don't. And I think Starbucks might be the only one. But they don't, but they should, because that's how they can then move them into being full-time, and it's not a huge transition other than hours. The other part is retention, keeping people on because they have partial benefits. They might not have the full package, but they have something. So, all right.
Yeah, no, I mean, not everyone can work. Now, if you're working 4 part-time jobs, you don't have to get benefits with core companies.
Right. 20 hours and above.
Yeah, but I think it's something every company should be offering. So, all right, so HR tech, fresh off HR tech, investors focus on traction, not hype. So I found this one on HR Executive and I decided to pull it out because our buddy George LaRock, shout out to George, wrote the article. He's also a host on the network, so check out Work Tech podcast. There, George, is a shout out for you. He MCs the Pitch Fest at HR Tech. He said there was 90? Was it at the Pitch Fest 90 or was it just 90 startups there or whatever?
No, you say it was this 90 startups were there in kiosks, but they had already whittled it down.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he MCs the Pitch Fest for those that don't know. And what his article said essentially is that investors are done with pitch decks. Like skip it, throw it away, be done, and maybe not skip it, but they're really done with that. They really want buyer validation and scalable AI baked into the platform, and that's where the money is being spent. So basically, the era of promise is greater than proof at this point, right? Like, hey, I've got this amazing thing. We're going to solve the world and cure cancer. Here's 40 billion. Is not there anymore. You actually have to have proof, and that's fading fast is kind of what he was saying. So in the first half of 2025, 3.55 billion was invested across 119 deals, including 11 considered to be mega deals. That's a good half. Yeah. So at HR Tech, I guess they ran some surveys. 65% of executives said AI is the single most transformative force in the industry now, which we knew all of that. So anyhow, that's that. It was a good article. Check it out. It's on HR Executive. And thanks to our buddy George for putting that out there.
So this is fantastic research that's both being done, but also it's going to be continued at Stanford. Researchers tracked millions of jobs to see who's losing to AI. So if you have the question, they have the initial answer, but they've already stated this is going to be longitudinal. So it's going to be quarter to quarter, year to year, because when they say, who's losing, they're not losing. The company's benefiting and they're getting better and all that other stuff, but they're looking at the jobs part. What jobs are becoming effectively, eliminated. So that's what they wanted that's what they want to get to it. So they've got it. It's Stanford Business School, so they've got it there. So, but it's going to be fantastic for you and I to look back at,
right,
and say, okay, they're gobbling up, AI is gobbling up these jobs right here, and also because we have children, is to this is career advice now.
Yeah.
And we could just pass this directly on to our career advisors or even students and just say, yeah, these jobs, let's not go do a 4-year degree in these.
Yeah. And they're not going to read it either because they're still pushing them. They're still pushing them in business schools that run Google Sheets and Excel. Come on.
I know.
Like, fuck it. So, all right. So you're talking benefits. I've got one on benefits. Less than half. Check this out.
Okay.
Then half of workers say they know how to enroll in employee or employer benefits.
That doesn't shock me. I think that probably should be, it is higher.
It is higher, 100% higher. Yeah, benefits time here. I hate it. You hate it. Anyhow, this pulls from a New York Life Group survey showing most employers or employees don't know how to enroll, what they cost, or even what's inside the plan. I'll throw a couple quick numbers out there. Only 43% of workers say they know how to enroll in benefits through their employer. So, okay. Know how to log on, go. Like that should be fairly easy. But 32% say they're extremely knowledgeable of what each benefit offers. I think these numbers are low. Because as many times as I went and got healthcare, I don't know them.
Right.
I just look at the numbers and I gotta be honest with you. Like, how much am I paying out? And I start hedging my bets. Like, am I gonna be in the ER this year? Like, what are my chances? That's kind of what I go for.
So this is actually really, really fantastic. There's a Wellness at Work video series that discusses how posture impacts productivity. This is a collaboration between No, right? It made me do the same thing. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm sitting up straight now. And Etherworld, the Economic Times. So if you're interested in that, they have signups in both places. But it's fascinating because when I ran across it, I'm like, what is this? And it's a video series on how to teach people how to actually use posture. And by doing so, what's the health impact to the employee, which is important, but also the productivity impact. So
I've always wanted to get those straps you put on your back, and they pull you back as you're working. I just feel like I want one, but then I go to the store and like $40, and I'm like,
no, I don't. I want the Amazon necklace that goes to your back. Mm-hmm. If you're not, your posture, it's so many seconds, then you're typically just pushing your razor blade, your razor blade through it. You're pulling them together to sit straight.
Yeah.
So, let's get to some funding. We got 8 stories. And PeopleGPT lands $30 million. So I don't know as much about PeopleGPT because didn't get out on the floor and walk and talk to as many people, but it's basically its own large language model across all of HR. So they've built ChatGPT, but instead of ChatGPT, they built PeopleGPT, but from hiring to outsourcing.
Right. 30 million is a big number. Good luck.
30 million is a big number. Congratulations.
Go check them out.
Diana HR. It's a HR as a service for SMBs. Lands it's $44 million, and good for them. The idea is, we're going to hear a lot of this now. It's the interactivity of the HR professional through AI, but now for SMB.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of, we've been talking about Workday, we've been talking about upmarket stuff. This is actually a case study for the SMB market. Under 1,000 is how they address that. Diana HR.
I like it. I like it. Everyone's coming up with names for their tools now.
I know. Olivia, Diana.
Yeah. All right. So Sonic Jobs, they are the winner of Pitch Fest at HR Tech. So they walked away with $25,000 in Pitch Fest money. So congrats to them. I saw them walking through it, the big fat check. The number here, I don't agree with here. I'm just up to as many as 95%. And this is according to Sonic Jobs, of candidates drop out between applying and submitting application. 95 is high.
That's a real high number.
I'm going to go with like 60%. I don't know. Like random, I have no data to back it up, but 95%, like that's ridiculous.
It's talent market. It would seem that number shouldn't be that high.
Yeah, no, yeah. So anyway, but what I like about these guys, and this is why they won, their agent lets candidates apply without being redirected off the company's career page. So they can just apply. And so the agent maps out every field in the application flow. Right. So it takes your information, it maps it out. If it doesn't have it, it prompts you to fill out here and there and all that other stuff. You need no extra integrations. It just lays in there and does the thing. Cool. Yeah, I think that's valuable. I want to check them out. I haven't seen it yet. So guys, I'm going to call you. If you're listening, come talk to us.
All right. Valence, AI coach for employees. Platform lands $50 million. What I like about this is it's not for executives. It's made from starter to all the way up. And there's no difference. It doesn't have a special place for executives, etc. It's an AI coach. So $50 million, good set of money right there. So good luck for them. And it's also democratized coaching.
Yeah, so there's a lot of AI coaches. Someone's going to win the battle, but there's a lot out there. Someone's going to have to set themselves apart. So AI recruiter startup Alex raises $17 million Series A to automate the first round job interviews. This is an awesome tool. I like this. So this is first round interview. So before they actually get into the recruiting process, which is pretty cool. So I did an job interview, not with these guys. I did it with my own ChatGPT on the voice version of it. It was pretty darn good. So I'm going to record it next time and I'm going to play it for everyone because it's pretty good. I'm a super big fan of this. I love what they're doing. And if they do this right, here's the thing. If they do this right, or whoever does this for it, doesn't have to be them, they're going to force vendors like different assessment plays, ATSs, CRMs, they're going to push baby into a corner because they're going to have to now step up and do and kind of match this energy here because it all ties into this. And once the candidates start expecting instant interviews, they're going to want instant assessments. They're going to want instant responses, instant this. And they want it now. Right. And they're not getting it. The moment they get this through interviews and they start trusting the AI interview, game over. It's going to be done at high volume and scale.
Right. All right. Two last funding stories. One of is Nava Benefits. It's a New York based startup. It's enabling benefits brokering, empowering HR teams with tech and support. So they raised $30 million. Just gets back to the story about benefits and benefits usage. They're trying to solve that 95%, if you will, to where makes it easier for employees to find the things that they need, but also makes it easier for HR to communicate to employees what they have and also what's working and not working. So what benefits are being consumed. So it's two levels. It's doing both the employee level, but also it's doing the HR level. And it's just trying to make it more efficient.
Right. There you go.
And then Unmind, it's a cool name. It's a London-based startup, a workplace mental health platform, $26 million.
Okay.
And basically it's the expansion. They've gotten some funding before. And so I think this is a B round. Pretty sure it's a B round. And the A round worked out, and this is just growth capital.
Right.
And it's just a growing focus on employee well-being and mental health. And again, wherever they are, meet them wherever they are with whatever they need, and to help them get back to a good place.
And well needed in the workplace. These still not overlooked, but not done as well as it could be.
Right.
I don't think in the last couple of years we've been talking about this. So anyhow, dude, we're done. That's everything we got. We are going to be at Oracle AI World next week. So if you're there, holler, let us know. We will be walking around. We'll be somewhere podcasting and doing our thing. We'll see you next time.